There we go. I'm live. I'm live. You happy? Yeah. There we go. Yes, yes, people. Back to back stream straight off the bat. Oh my goodness. I appreciate Hassan for doing the raid, of course. Yeah. Apologies for the short delay. I was on his stream. And me and him were just having a conversation. But appreciate everyone that's in here. Appreciate all the people that are watching the stream either on the replay or watching it live now. If you haven't already, do like the stream, subscribe if you are new. On the road to 500 subscribers as well. I can see a couple of people are already joining the chat. Big up your damn selves. Big up Yards. Big up Sunra. Big up Yards. Big up Navin. Big up Fozzie. I appreciate everyone being here. Big up City with finish. Yeah, bro. It's long, bro. All of you I know are coming from Hassam's streamer, so I do appreciate everyone that is here. Um, First things first, I've got to talk about is we are in a crisis. We are in a crisis. We had a long, long, long talk about crisis. Liverpool currently 9 losses in 12 games. And I think we had to do a proper stream. So I touched upon it at Frankfurt. Sorry, not at Frankfurt, at PSV Eindhoven, the humiliating loss to PSV Eindhoven at home. But this time, I think we need to have a proper conversation. And I want to get the thoughts of the people as well. Obviously, 120 people here. I appreciate everyone that is here. I know there'll be a couple more people joining as well, so I do appreciate it. But I want your thoughts as well because I want to have a discussion about this. I want to have a discussion. So obviously, I've seen a lot of people on the Twitterverse, on YouTube, on Instagram. A lot of people have now started to really double down on Arne Slot not being the manager to take us forward. In terms of we've lost 9 in 12, the tactics aren't good, the style of play is nowhere non-existent. Players are now starting to potentially down tools. What are we doing, man? What is going on? And sometimes you have to think to yourself, has the manager fully lost the dressing room? And in my opinion, if you've got a bunch of players that aren't playing at the highest level or not playing to the specific level that is required of their ability, they've got to go. They've got to go. Big up everyone else that's coming on from Samsung. Big up City. Big up Amrish. Big up Drunk Vigor. Big up Ozam. Big up City. I just want to have. I just want to have a conversation, guys. I just want to have a conversation. Um, what where do we go from here? Because loads of teams have sort of figured out what we're doing. We're trying different styles of play. Everything that we're trying to do in terms of build up play, personnel, um, the style of football, 1v1 attacking play. We're just trying different styles of football. We're trying to go through. Well, first, we tried to go through from Verts. Now we're trying to give the ball to Salah to see what he could do. What is the next possible step? Because I feel as though the manager's tried every single thing that he tried to do to get the best out of these players, and he's not currently doing it at the moment. In my opinion, he's not doing it. Like you're talking about the best players in the world. In my opinion, we have the most world class footballers in terms of talent in this entire league. Talk about what's it called? We have Verge, Salah, Wirtz, Isak. I'll put Klavenberg as a world class talent, in my opinion, as well. Ali as well. That's about 6 world class players in our starting 11, and we can't seem to get a tune out of them. Like, it's crazy to think that. It's crazy to think that. Obviously, I discount Allison because Allison's a goalkeeper. You expect the levels of a goalkeeper to remain the same, but everybody else, man, it's just so lackluster. The passing's lackluster. The interplay is lackluster. Everything is just absolute boring, slow, lethargic. And we talk about this slot team, how it's a lot more measured. It's a lot more possessive with the ball. Make sure we take care of the ball a little bit more instead of these high risk chances. But now it seems as though we're not moving the ball with any sort of purpose, any sort of conviction, and we're just trying to make different interplays, which just doesn't mean anything. Means nothing. We're at the edge of the area, but we're passing it left, right, and center, not making any incisive balls into the penalty area. Like, what is going on here, man? Is ridiculous. Big up, Summer. I watched the Liverpool match today and have so many questions about your players, what your players were doing. It felt like some players were sabotaging the team. Could be, could be. A lot of Liverpool fans are suspecting it could be. A lot of players are down tooling. A lot of players are thinking that the manager's style of play is not working at this moment in time. Like, I'm sorry, if I haven't seen Verge defend the way he defended. Like, I've seen Verge put out clangers before, but the way that he defended last night was ridiculous, man. So poor. Like, I have not seen him do that in a long, long time. And it hurts because you're talking about one of the best defenders to ever play in the Premier League, in my opinion. I think the narrative is now switching with a lot of rival fans. That's now starting to switch the narrative, being like, "Oh, you know, he wasn't really that good a defender. You know, he was just he had a great peak, but then what did he do after that? What has he done after that? It's one of those ones. It's just it is what it is. Big up, I don't agree. He already knows how to. I don't agree, Ram. He already knows how to get the best out of the players. As long as he sticks with his dead system that the players are clearly not happy with, things will be the same. I hear what you mean, man. I hear what you mean. I understand that you're looking at the players as like the system ain't working. They don't believe in it. Nothing's really gonna get better from here. And I'm like, I hear that, but why is it that the players aren't able to put in decent performances on their own? Like, you don't, for me, I'm old school in the sense of, regardless of the system, if you have the qualities, show your quality. Show the quality that you have to dominate the game, to show the quality that you have to win football matches. Like, that's I'm an old school person like that. And for me, the performances that we're having at this moment aren't of the Liverpool level, regardless of the tactics and regardless of um how many teams, how the teams play against us, in my opinion. The first goal, what the fuck was that? Is the handball. Like, exactly that handball. What is he doing? What is he doing? Poor piece of defending. Was caught in two minds, asking for a foul, which clearly wasn't a foul. Like, we talk about Virgil being one of the strongest players in the Premier League, and now he's getting asking for fouls for such weak challenges. It's just, come on, man. Got to do better. No, we don't have any world-class players. Our squad is vastly overrated. I don't agree with that, Paul. I don't agree with that. There's the same group of players that won a league title last season. And you have to be of a certain level to win a league title. You don't fluke a league title win, in my opinion. You can have one outstanding player that could help you win a Champions League, but you can't have one outstanding player that helps you win a league title, in my opinion. It has to be a team effort. Has to be a team. If it was just one player or no world class players that didn't win a league title, then I think Stevie Gerrard would have had a couple of league titles because he could have carried a team by himself. But you just can't win it with just one player, man. You just can't. Now the players are down in tool. No, the players are downing tools. I'm sure they've made feelings clear in the team meeting with Slot a few months ago. Slot has listened to listen. So now the players are fed up and want him out. I hear it. I hear it. If you hear the manager or your boss telling you to do the same thing again and again and again, and you know it's clearly not working, and you're asking yourself, why am I here? Why am I doing all this stuff? Why am I trying to make these inverted runs when they're clearly not working? Why am I making these forward runs when they're clearly not making any use out of it? What's the point? What's the point of me even doing any of this? You start to your levels in performance drops down significantly, man. Significantly. And at a point you'll start to get fed up of the manager being like, you're telling me to do the same thing. You're telling me to do all this stuff, but it's not working. What is the actual point? And this is where I'm like, the manager's got to go. The manager's got to go. Ram, I feel that some players like VVD, Salah, Maka, Gakpo not going for it because next year's World Cup. Fair point. When it comes to the managers, I would sack him now and get an interim, maybe Gerrard. And we had a conversation about this on Hassan's channel, and we were talking about we were talking about interims, like potential interims that could come in. Like we had the likes of Stevie, we had the likes of we talked about Robert De Zerbi as possibly on a longer term basis. Like that's the issue. The quality of pool of managers that are available at this moment is quite difficult to look at. I mean, I've heard people talk about Sebastian Hoeneß from Stuttgart, and personally, for me, for a guy that's watched Stuttgart quite a bit, I don't want Sebastian Hoeneß anywhere near the club. I think it's easier to have less pressure for a team like Stuttgart, who's not really considered to um, be of the level or compete for the big trophies. But it's difficult to bring him in because at this moment in time, in my opinion, I don't think he has a proper style of play. I think his main style of play is trying to understand what his opposition does and react to what they do. So that's how I see it, man. That's how I see it. We were lucky to win the league last season, as rest of the league was shite. Again, we won the league in game week 34 with 82 points. That's not by luck. Personally, for me, that's not by luck. You can't win a league by luck. You got to have quality players. Leicester City had quality players when they won their league, and people say that's luck. They had Jamie Vardy, they had Riyad Mahrez. People talk of Riyad Mahrez as one of the greatest Premier League players of all time. N'Golo Kante, one of the greatest ever midfielders of all time as well in the modern era. Like, you don't have any poor players. You don't. Big up Storm. Big up, busy program. Yeah, I've been very, very busy today. 4 streams in a row. What was it? Coppish in the morning, and then had a little break in between Coppish. And then 6 p.m. was Football Terrace. Then 11 p.m. was Hassam's stream. And now I've got my stream today. Very, very busy. And as you can tell, my voice is starting to slowly get a little bit tired. But we move. We power through. We power through with all this stuff. Big up, Mike, and big up, big up, big up. Sunro here saying second goal, McAllister running perpendicular towards the opponent, letting PSV run right through him. And then an awesome through pass. Defense looked like they couldn't be bothered. That's what I'm saying. It takes one pass to go through entire defense and the midfield. Why is it that? Why is it that we're able just to why one pass can bypass every single facet of our team? It shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. Where is the balance? Where's the attacking balance? Where's the midfield balance? Where's the defensive balance? There is no balance. You talk about the best managers in the world. They always try to have a balance between defense and attack. For us, we don't have any balance. It's just pure on attacking and see what happens, and let Virgil and Konate deal with the defensive transitions. It's poor. Yeah, big up Vaya. Well. The manager that won you the Prem has to go. Geniuses are giving up this early. Well, if you have the form that we have, 9 losses in 12, I think you would as well. I think you would give up quite easily as well. Worst ever run since 1953. Let me remind you that. Plus, my dad wasn't even born then, Vaya. Says a lot. Says a lot. I think the players did their best to play his style for the first 10 games, even in preseason, but they think they knew it would not work or reluctant to change. After the Palace and United game, they were done. Bro, I hear it. I absolutely hear it. I absolutely hear it. You're talking about players that have tried the system. It worked quite well, as if certain players were getting the best out of each other. But how is it that when we had all these players, that certain players would look good, but other players wouldn't? And then the balance of the team was so off. We were conceding goals, but we were scoring goals at the same time. It just seems as though everything's just not working at the moment. I think one thing that we haven't touched upon, and we will do this, is the mentality the players need to be spoken about. The mentality of the players are gone. The players have given up, in my opinion. The mentality monsters of Liverpool Football Club is clearly not there anymore. It's crazy. It's crazy. We used to load these players about their mentality, knowing how to win games by the scruff of the net, knowing how to get results when they have to, grinding out victories. But now they can barely stop goals from flying into the back of the net, bro. Like, what are we doing here? It's crazy. It's crazy. Big up Melon. Big up Mantra. I asked this on Hassam's channel, but never got a response. Can we LFC fans see Unai Emery taking over the helm along with his assistant Paco Aesteran returning to Anfield. Personally, for me, Matter, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think his styles with the Liverpool team just wouldn't work completely. I think there's also the PSG job did turned a lot of heads, and also the job that he did at Arsenal also turned a lot of heads because let's be honest, Arsenal at the time in English football is still one of the biggest clubs in English football, and the way that he looked at the Arsenal job, he looked a little bit out of his depth, in my opinion. And I don't think the board would want to take a risk with him. I think it would be an unnecessary risk if we take him on. So it is what it is. That's my opinion, though. It wasn't luck, but it was down season. It was a down season last year. Yeah, but again, it still hasn't. It still doesn't negate the fact that we still had to. We had to show up. We had to show up, and we had to. We had to show in, week out, put in performances, put in clinics at times, dominating teams at times, stopping teams from getting any sort of clear cut chances against us. You can't fluke that for one season, man. Consistency, you can't fluke that. You can't fluke a Champions League as well. I just want to say you can't fluke a Champions League. You can rely on one player to get you through to the Champions League and maybe get you a win, like we did to an extent with Stevie. But you can't fluke the major trophies. Once you're in the big boy leagues, once you're in the Champions League, once you're in the Premier League, your true quality shows. Your true quality shows at the end of it. That's my opinion. That is my opinion. Big up Noah, big up Ram. Would a 2011 Kenny get better from these players? I don't even know, mate. Potentially they would, potentially, but again, like I said, the morale of these players are completely shot. There's so many. There's shot to the pieces, man. And I need someone larger than life to galvanize this team. And I don't think anyone is available out there. I would love for Jurgen Klopp to come back, but I just don't see him coming back. Obviously, that's a pipe dream, but we'll see. We'll see. One of the biggest issues that no one really touching on: if Liverpool doesn't get Champions League, that is huge money loss. It has a real effect on years going ahead for the club. Facts, man. And the amount of spending money that we spent this season, you can't go into the next campaign without Champions League football. You have to be in the Champions League. The revenue that we get from the Champions League, the reason why we spent £450 million this summer was because of the fact that we have revenue coming in through Champions League, through multiple sponsorships. If we lose that big money revenue from the Champions League, we lose everything else. It's a massive domino effect. PSR comes knocking. The UEFA financial fair play rules come in knocking as well. It's gonna be rough if we don't get Champions League football, and that's why, for me, I don't see the manager getting us any further. I see this just going down. It's just not going to get any better. I feel like if we keep the manager, we'll just go back into like the Europa League or Conference League at this point. We need to act as soon as possible, and with the manager, it's not going to work out. You keep saying it wasn't luck or a fluke, but you don't want a manager that did what only Klopp could do in over 30 years. Well, I mean, Klopp wasn't our manager for 30 years. Let's get that straight. But Jurgen Klopp had a team that only won it once, but he also won a Champions League at the same time. Let's not forget this. Klopp won a Champions League. Klopp came up against one of the greatest ever Manchester City teams of all time. You like to talk about Manchester City. Two of those teams are arguably the greatest of all time. They've done they won the 2017-18, 18-19. They won back-to-back. Then they won the domestic treble in that same season in 18-19. They won the League Cup in 2017-18. And we were at a stage where we're still building ourselves up. The only time we could say that we were challenging for a league title was 2018-19 to 2021-2022. Those 4 seasons, we were properly challenging. People say 2017-18, we were nowhere near that level. Until Virgil van Dijk came in the January transfer window, we weren't of that level. So that's how it is. That's how the cookie crumbles. You can't fluke a Premier League title. You can't. And to say that only Klopp done it Klopp only won one in 30 years, well, people like to run the narrative that was Klopp's team. So if that truly is the case, Klopp has 2 Premier League titles. I'll take that win. I'll 100% take that win. Big up, Bo. Ram, would you take Inzaghi? Personally, for me, I wouldn't. One thing he's known to have a falling outs with certain members of the board, similar to De Zerbi, and I think something was off about that Champions League final. Like losing 5-0 in a Champions League final is one of the most embarrassing moments as a football manager. Incredibly embarrassing, and I don't want to go through that again. I seriously, I don't want to go through that again. It is what it is. Arne just won versus that great team, or was City caught in a down year? Well, that City team didn't have arguably your greatest ever player in Kevin De Bruyne. Bernardo Silva, that at the time was severely declined. Who else did you not have? You had Erling Haaland, who had an arguably off year, but for his standards, it will be an off year. It's just it's you can't tell me comparing those two teams, the City team that won in 2023 to what's it called? To 2018-19, there is a massive difference. Let's not forget 2018-19. If it weren't for us, you may have won, and if it weren't for a VAR decision, you may have won the quad. Let's not forget that as well. Just look at your team right now. That's 24-25. Here is your team. You're talking about a team that had the likes of Kevin De Bruyne, who was severely declining. You had the likes of Edison, who wasn't the same goalkeeper that we remember of. Ilkay Gundogan was has severely declined from there. Those are, you're talking about 3 of your most important players was severely declined from the team that won that Premier League title back in that day. So if it is an off year, then what does that mean? What does that mean? Like I said, a team can't win a league with 82 points after 34 games and call it an off year. You can't. Historically, you can't. And we matched the same points total that you guys won when you won your league. You won it with around about 82 points, or 87 or 88. Or what was it, 82 in game week 34. So I'm not having that, man. And if you want to tell me that we don't have any world-class players, then where was the energy at the start of the season? Why is it that the energy was you must win a treble? You spent 450 million pounds. Well, if we signed 450 million pounds on Dross, why are you expecting us to win a treble? Why didn't you say that we were signing Dross? This is where people's expectations really do change, in my opinion, and it depends on what they see at this moment in time. It's crazy. Big up Jordan, bro. I sub to you, bro. I do YouTube. I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate you subbing onto the channel. It's funny how a lot of people that watch the channel will be like, Ram, I never knew you had a channel. It's like, bro, I have a channel. I might need to do a better job of just getting it out there. So I will do that. I'm just saying, when I saw it say last year was a down year, you guys fight me on it. Look, you can say that, bro, but at the end of the day, you still have to win the league title. I couldn't care less if it's a down year. We're severely underperforming in major ways, not because of how good the team is. It's because of how poor the tactics have been, how poor our organization play has been. Like, it all has a knock-on effect, in my opinion. All has a knock-on effect. Big up, Mr. Tibbs. Greetings, Ram. Another late one. Yeah, man. Another late stream, bro. We on this. This might be my 5th stream today. Crazy day today. I will also be doing another one tomorrow. For the preview. So stay tuned for that as well. And another thing I want to talk about with the people as well. I think this will also be my last thing, and there might be some more things that might pop into my head. But one thing I want to speak about: Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards have been getting a lot of stick recently about the transfer business, the transfer dealings, and everything, all of the above. And to me, it makes zero sense. Because going into that transfer window, we signed the likes of Isak, Wirtz, Kerkez, Frimpong, and Ekitike. These are kind of players that if you told me last season you win the league, which probably then I wouldn't believe you. And then after winning the league, after having a title winning team, you'll go on and strengthen by bringing in the likes of Isak, Wirtz, Ekitike, Kirkez, and Frimpong. But you might sell Diaz and Elliot. I'll be like, you're crazy, man. You're crazy. And I'm thinking to myself, we actually signed one of the best strikers in the world in Isak, a generational talent in Florian Wirtz, one of the greatest talents that we've seen in the modern era, as in the modern era, as in this decade. We signed the so-called best left back in the league last season because he was voted best left back in the league, the most promising right wing back in the Bundesliga, and one of the most promising strikers in the Bundesliga as well. Why is it that the narrative now has changed, being like, you know what, these players that we signed, they're not actually that good? I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that because the people, whether they're saying it, whether it be rivals or the Liverpool fans, why were we getting gassed about these players if they weren't really that good? If they weren't really that good, why were we getting gassed? Why? It just don't make any sense at all. You know, it's crazy when it's crazy when people tell you, you know what, it's almost like gaslighting to an extent. You know what, the players that you rated, not really that good. They played in a worse league. They did this, they did that. Every excuse under the sun. It's worrying. And the fact that a lot of Liverpool fans are now starting to rethink, being like, oh, you know, the names, they're not really that good of players. They think it might have been a false performances, or the performances flattered them. People only knew about them a couple like a year ago or a bit. I'm like, come on, man, we can't be doing this, bro. We can't be doing this. Pick up Veta as well. Hit the like, people. Appreciate that, bro. Hit the like, everybody. We got 100, just under 140 people in the chat. Remember to like the stream. It does help the algorithms, and it's for free, people. It's for free. So if you haven't already, hit the like button, people. Let me check how many likes we are on. I need to have a look. People. I need to have a look. Bloody hell. 42 likes. Bloody hell, 42 likes. Under 50% conversion. Nah. People, we've got to do more. We've got to do better than that. 42 likes is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Minimum 70 likes. At least get 50% conversion. At least 50%. Come on. Get the likes button, hit, people. It's for free. It helps the channel out. And it gets this, it helps the algorithm, and it gets more people coming to the channel, bro. So please do hit the like button if you can. Bloody hell. Big up Jennifer in the chat. They're still great players, but did they fit the system we were playing? I think on paper it can work. You know, you're talking about players. You're talking about a left back that had similar traits to Andy Robertson when he first came to. Bloody hell. Andy Robertson came when he first came to the club from Hull. Talking about a guy that could go up and down that left wing, put in some really dangerous crosses into the box. But if you're talking about players right now, these are all players that work for the team. But for me, it's still down to the manager. The manager's job is to make the players work. And again, I need to remember, I need to stop calling it manager as well. It's the coach. Because at the end of the day, he's the guy that assembles the lineups. He's the guy that tries to find a balance between the team. And he's the guy that ultimately makes the decision on who plays and who doesn't play. So for me, I think these players are great, but I think they can work in the system. It's just that the manager doesn't want to put them in the right system. And the manager doesn't want to take chances or make the hard decisions and bring off certain players that aren't deserve to play in that. Don't deserve to play at the moment. It's crazy. It is crazy. Big up, Omar. It's 4:08 a.m. over where you are. Appreciate you jumping in, bro. I really do appreciate you being here, bro. It is what it is. You're so delusional if you think that with respect, good players, yes, but not players we wanted. If that is not the case, why Why we still need to sign fullbacks, defenders, CDM, and wingers? That I don't know if it's look, we we had we had a title winning team going into this season in a system that worked. The problem is, right, we brought in players that we thought would work well in the team. But clearly the way that Arne Slot decided to use them, the likes of Kirkhead inverting as an auxiliary centre back, the likes of Connor Bradley, who was mainly a touchline centre, a touchline wing back or touchline fullback under Jurgen Klopp, and was always a wing back that was always overlapping. Then he's asked to invert as well, as like Matt used to likes to call him Connor Hinvert Bradley. Um, for me, that's on the manager. You know what your player's strengths are, but you're choosing to not utilize them at any point. Like it makes zero sense. And expecting them to play at a higher level or play beyond what they're capable of because you think it might work with for your system, it don't work, man. It don't work at all. And for me, it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. Um, that's it here. We Liverpool are just bamboozled by how it's gone wrong. I just wish Jurgen got 450 million. Imagine what Jurgen could have done with 450. Well, even not even 450, about 200 million. I still think Jurgen could have done miracles with 200 million. So that's how I see it, man. If we get a new manager in, how much time do you think we can give him if he also does bad? Still wants to out regardless though. Um define bad because I think at this moment this can't get any worse than it already is. Like this is bad, but I don't think it will get as worse as it is. Like you're talking about a manager that you're talking about a manager that's constantly not getting the best out of the players. The players are arguably not playing for the manager, and the players are currently making stupid mistakes that are uncharacteristic of them. I think at this moment the players are completely not buying into what the manager's saying. I think the players have lack of faith in the manager, and in that regards, they have a lack of faith in the victories or any of the games that they go into. It's just like, oh, we got another game this weekend, but would it be would we get the win? We don't know. We don't know. Big up Gary. Big up. Always get this plank out ASAP. I believe. I agree, bro. I agree. I would like him to leave as well. I think it's at the point I don't want to go and disrespect the players, man. Sorry, disrespect the manager. Like at the end of the day, he brought us number 20. I'll be forever grateful for him to bring us number 20. But at this moment, he is undoing the hard work that he did last season. He's undoing the great successes that he had last season. He's undoing the achievements that he had from last season. The praise, everything. The longer it goes on, the quicker people will start to forget about that Premier League win. The quicker it is. Excuse me. Um, Hussam, Hussam is in a relegation. Big up, drunk figure. I don't think we're in a relegation battle, bro. But I appreciate you being here. If you haven't already, like the stream and subscribe if you haven't. I think our team is of the quality, but it's just the manager's not getting anything right, man, and the system's just not getting the best out of the players. It is what it is. Big up SK Barry. Appreciate you being here. Big up your damn self. Appreciate it. Big up Shell. But Ram is not just the players in. I'd like Kelleher, Kwanzaa, and Elliot back. Good lads who could help out now. I mean, Gio, Mama, 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 Mama Silly Billy is not good. I disagree. I have no qualms with Mamadashvili. I think Mamadashvili is a good goalkeeper. I think the drop off from him and Ali, I think is noticeable because Ali for me is one of the greatest Premier League goalkeepers we've ever seen. He's definitely in that top 5 conversation, and I think in overall ability, he's top 3 in my opinion. But the drop off from Alisson, arguably one of the best, if not the best goalkeepers in the world, to Mamadashvili, always going to be massive. And I think we've just been spoiled with the fact that Mamadashvili, because Alisson is just the best. Normally, the saves that Alisson would make, he makes them. That's because he's he's the best goalkeeper in the world. But Mamadashvili is a good goalkeeper. However, good goalkeepers shouldn't be having to ask to save about 7 shots on target every game. It's just not good enough. Like we're currently constantly getting exposed every single time, and it's not helping his confidence as well. Imagine going from a Valencia team that was already shipping in goals, and then you're thinking you're coming to Liverpool. You know, cool. I'm at Liverpool. They got a better defense. Should be a little bit more resolute, and we should be able to sort of see out clean sheets. The next thing you know, you go into the team and you're conceding 2, 3, 4, heck, sometimes 3 back to back. It's not going to help any of your. It's not going to help anything, and it ain't going to help your confidence as well, man. So I feel sorry for the guy. I seriously, really do feel sorry for him. Would you take Gerrard or Klopp as caretaker till the end of the season? Um, is wishful thinking that I would want Klopp. I mean, I did say on the terrace that probably if there's any chance of us winning the Champions League this season, I think Klopp will have to come in. However, the guy for me is just he's retired. He's enjoying his retirement, and I think you have to understand that the guy he said it himself. He's not in love with football as he used to be. He doesn't. He likes managing teams, like managing, coaching, like youth teams and everything. But as being a big club manager, I don't think he was really in for it. So I don't think he'll come in. Potentially, Gerard may work. However, if he does do the unthinkable and win the Champions League with us, it's going to be difficult conversation in the summer. I personally don't want him to sign on. I think we need to get another proven manager to come in because at this moment, just nothing's working. We just need someone just to steady the ship, not someone to steady the ship, do exceed expectations by a drastic rate, then come in and be like, oh, you know what? We'll give you a contract afterwards. So it's a difficult one. It's a difficult one. Ram, Gerard, and McAllister in until summer. Julian Nagelsmann for 3 years. Thoughts? I like that. I like that idea. I am a big fan of Nagelsmann as a manager. Some of the antics that happens um, off the pitch regarding him is a bit, is a bit stupid. Like he is like his wife involved with build and stuff like that. I don't want that drama. But if we could keep that drama at bay, then I think we should be okay, man, because he's a talented coach, got a very good tactical mind. He gets on well with quite a few players from what I've known. I think he'll do very well. I think he'll do very well. I think it might if it's personally for me, it'll be Gerard and Michael Beale. If Michael Beale can come in along with Gary McAllister, it would be fantastic, man. It will be absolutely fantastic. Bro, no system can fix this. Big clubs have fullbacks who can manipulate the ball or defend and pass well. You can't sign 2 flying fullbacks with no DM and expect the coach to fix everything. No, you can't, but you can also play a system that can get the best out of the players as well. So like when I don't know if you've been in the streams before, but me and my brother Matt talked about the diamond quite consistently and how the diamond forces us to use our width from our fullbacks. Having the likes of McAllister, Gravenberch, and Szoboszlai as that middle three. Gravenberch can do the dogged work, but also can drop into the midfield, drop into the centre backs next to each other, and be able to dictate play from there. And then we have Szoboszlai and McAllister occupying to left and right channels. I think there is ways of making it work, but you have to drop certain players, man. You can have 2 flying fullbacks, but you can have 2 sitters that can sort of like hold the fort in front of the centre backs. It can work. Or one fullback goes forward, the other fullback stays back. Something like that. There's so many different ways of fixing it. It doesn't have to always be like what Klopp does, where everything's all the fullbacks go up and we have to have someone sitting back. There's multiple ways of working it out. It's just the manager needs to find a way, and he doesn't seem to know what to do. It seems as though he's still sticking to what he knows best, and what he knows best is not getting us results, and it's painful to see, man. It's painful to see. It can't get any worse. I would take Gerard. Would get the players working like they should? Potentially, I think the benefit of Gerard coming in is that he would obviously galvanize the team as much as possible. I think he would get the team's morale back into place. I think he's the kind of man. He's the kind of person that would motivate the team, get them back to the levels that's expected of him. Because we've seen it as a player, he has brought that into his management at certain points, especially when his time at Rangers. So I see it working, man. I see it working. What do you think is causing Isak to underperform? The lack of support from his teammates. He's not seeing the ball enough. Whenever he has the ball, no one's making any decent runs. No one's coming short to him to help him out. He's just being left isolated on his own, 1v1 with all his centre backs. It's a multitude of factors. And obviously, you have to criticize the player himself. I just think he hasn't been up for it in terms of his fitness. And he hasn't got himself into the game as well. It's a multitude of reasons. And like everything involved with Liverpool Football Club and why we're not doing so poorly this season, both in the Champions League and the Premier League, multitude of reasons. It's just not just one reason. Unfortunately, if it was one fix, life would be so much easier. But it's not. It's a comedy of errors at Liverpool Football Club, and I don't see it getting any better at all. I honestly do not see it getting any better. But people, as multiple people have noted and pointed out to me, it is 1:25 in the morning. Big up, as I've just seen your comment. Hands down, our players get beat so easy, shameful, and need a hairdryer treatment. Facts. That's the thing. Facts. It's absolutely crazy. Which player is frustrating you this season? For me, Gakpo and Kirkes. Gakpo, Kirkes, Bradley, Frimpong hasn't really seen game time. Virgil, Kanate, McAllister, Salah, Isak. Pretty much it. That's pretty much it. I just named an entire starting 11. Almost nearly starting 11, man. That's how bad it is. That is how bad it is. Nagelsmann has the potential to be the next step. He invented the 4-2-4 press. Potentially, he's also done the 4-4-2 press as well. So he does work, and he has obviously that German mentality of pressing and everything. So he has a similar philosophy to what Jurgen Klopp has as well. So I'll be more than happy if he comes in as well. Big up Storm 925 where it is over there. Appreciate you being here, bro. But people, I'll leave it there. It's been about 40 minutes. I think a 40-minute stream has been more than enough for you guys. I will be doing another stream tomorrow at some point in the afternoon. Probably around about 6 or 7, well, evening, I say 6 or 7 p.m. I appreciate everyone being here. If you haven't already liked the stream, I'm going to quickly check right now. We are currently on 65 likes. We're currently on 65 likes. So if you guys can hit the like button, I would very much appreciate it. On the road to 500 subscribers as well. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. If we get even half the people subscribe to the channel, I'll be on 500. So if like 20 or 30 people, we're on 470 subscribers. If 30 people subscribe to the channel, I'll be on 500. That'll make me a very happy person as well. But I appreciate everyone being here. It's Ram from the Ram stand. Talking about Liverpool as always. I'll be back tomorrow for the Liverpool versus West Ham United preview for Sunday's game. I may have a special guest as well, so keep your eye out for that. But yeah, I appreciate everyone being here. Appreciate Omar being here. I will definitely be people bring out more content, bro. I really would. If not, I know for a fact Yards will be on my case, so I will be putting out content, bro. Big up Omar, big up Yards, big up Shell, big up Veta, big up my boy Veta. Always also subscribe to Veta Games TV. I appreciate if you guys did. Big up Storm, big up Azza, big up OY. Big up Shell, big up SK Barry. I'm going to go for everybody. I know I am. Big up Drunk Thurgo, big up Carrie, big up Jennifer, big up Pepper. Big up one. I know I can't pronounce your name, but big up one. I do apologize. Unfortunately, YouTube has got your ats, so I don't really know your title name, but I appreciate you being here. Big up Sunra. And big up everybody that's in the chat. Big up City. Big up everyone in the chat. I know Jordan was also here, so do subscribe to Jordan. I know he's got a channel as well, so I appreciate if you would subscribe to him as well. But yeah, people, I'll be back tomorrow in the evening, 6 p.m., 7 p.m. at some point for the Liverpool vs West Ham United preview. It has been Ram from the Ram Stand, and I'm out, people. Peace.